dense woods of Prince George's County, Maryland, a legend has persisted for decades, capturing the imagination and fear of locals and visitors alike. This is the tale of the Goatman, a creature said to be a half-man, half-goat hybrid, lurking in the shadows and haunting the dark corners of the county. Our story begins in the early 1970s, a time when the counterculture movement was in full swing, and folklore had a way of seeping into the collective consciousness. The Goatman legend, however, is believed to have roots stretching back to the late 1930s. Reports of mutilated dogs and strange sightings in the woods began to surface, but it wasn't until 1971 that the legend truly took hold. George Lizama, a folklore student at the University of Maryland, undertook a project that would forever change the landscape of local lore. Lizama's work, later archived in the Maryland Folklife Archives, placed the Goatman on Tucker Road in Clinton, Maryland. That same year, reporter Karen Hostler stumbled upon Lizama's findings and brought them to the public eye through an article in the Prince George's County News. Hostler's report shifted the Goatman's location to Fletchertown Road in Bowie, Maryland, and introduced a chilling theory. The creature's origins could be traced back to the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center. The Goatman, as described by various witnesses, is a grotesque figure. Some say he has a human face with a body covered in hair, while others claim he resembles a faun from Greek mythology, with the lower body of a goat. Despite the varying descriptions, one element remains consistent. The Goatman is not a creature to be trifled with. Rumors abound of him emerging from his wooded lair to kill any living thing that crosses his path, be it animal or human. As the legend grew, so did the tales of encounters with the Goatman. Graffiti bearing the ominous message, "Goatman was here," began to appear, and law enforcement agencies were inundated with reports of sightings. Many of these calls turned out to be pranks, but the fear was real, especially among local teenagers. The Goatman became a figure in campfire stories and a staple of dares and challenges among the daring youth. One popular variation of the legend paints the Goatman as a tragic figure, a scientist named Dr. Stephen Fletcher who worked at the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center. According to this version, an experiment on goats went horribly wrong, transforming Fletcher into the monstrous Goatman. Consumed by rage and confusion, he began to attack cars and terrorize the vicinity of Beltsville. Another version depicts the Goatman as an old hermit, a recluse who wandered the woods near Fletchertown Road, his eerie presence enough to send shivers down the spine of anyone who encountered him. Folklorist Barry Pearson from the University of Maryland has studied the Goatman legend extensively. Pearson believes that the stories began long ago and were given new life in 1971, when the death of a dog was attributed to the Goatman. He suggests that bored teenagers play a significant role in keeping the legend alive, using it as a means to scare each other and to add a thrill to their nocturnal escapades. The Goatman, it seems, has become a rite of passage for the youth of Prince George's County. But the Goatman legend is not confined to Maryland. Similar tales have emerged in other states, such as Kentucky and Texas, each with their own unique twist. In Kentucky, the Goatman is known as the Pope Lick Monster, a creature said to reside beneath a railroad trestle bridge. The Pope Lick Monster is rumored to use hypnosis or voice mimicry to lure victims onto the tracks, where they meet their demise before an oncoming train. The legend has turned the area into a site for thrill seekers, leading to several tragic accidents over the years. In Texas, the Lake Worth Monster is another variation of the Goatman myth. Sightings of a half-man, half-goat creature in the Lake Worth area in 1969 led to widespread panic and media coverage. The creature was said to have scales and long, clawed fingers, adding a new layer of horror to the already terrifying legend. While many believe the sightings were the result of pranks, the Lake Worth Monster has become an enduring part of local folklore. Back in Maryland, the Goatman legend continues to thrive. The dense woods and abandoned trailer parks of Prince George's County provide the perfect backdrop for the tale of a monstrous creature lurking in the shadows. The Goatman has become a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that there are still mysteries in the world that defy explanation. As we delve deeper into the history and variations of the Goatman legend, it becomes clear that this is more than just a simple ghost story. It is a reflection of our deepest fears and a testament to the power of folklore to capture the imagination. Whether the Goatman is a mutated scientist, a vengeful spirit, or simply a figment of our collective imagination, his presence in the woods of Maryland serves as a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. Join us next time as we explore the chilling encounters and eerie sightings that have cemented the Goatman legend in the annals of American folklore. From first-hand accounts to spine-tingling tales, we'll uncover the truth behind the myth and discover why the Goatman continues to haunt the dreams of those who dare to venture into his domain. The legend of the Goatman has long haunted the residents of Prince George's County, Maryland. Our story follows Alex, a seasoned journalist driven by a deep-seated curiosity to uncover the truth behind this chilling folklore. Alex's fascination with the Goatman isn't merely professional. It stems from childhood tales that have lingered in the recesses of his mind, urging him to separate fact from fiction. Alex's investigation kicks off at the Maryland Folklife Archives, where he dives into George Lizama's original research on the Goatman. Lizama's work, a meticulous collection of interviews, newspaper clippings, and personal notes, offers a wealth of information. Alex is particularly intrigued by Lizama's documentation of the Goatman sightings on Tucker Road in Clinton, Maryland, and the subsequent shift to Fletchertown Road in Bowie, Maryland, as reported by Karen Hostler. Determined to gather first-hand accounts, Alex sets out to interview locals who claim to have encountered the Goatman. His first stop is the home of Mr. Thompson, an elderly man who has lived in Prince George's County his entire life. Mr. Thompson's house, adorned with memorabilia from decades past, exudes a sense of history and nostalgia. Mr. Thompson recounts a harrowing tale from his youth. He and his friends had ventured into the woods near Fletchertown Road on a dare. As they walked deeper into the forest, strange noises, low growls and the snapping of twigs, filled the air. Suddenly, they saw a figure in the distance, partially obscured by the trees. It had the body of a man but the legs of a goat. Terrified, they fled, but the image of the Goatman haunted them for years. Alex listens intently, noting the fear in Mr. Thompson's voice. This first-hand account adds a layer of authenticity to the legend, but Alex knows that one story is not enough. He next interviews Mrs. Rivera, who claims to have seen the Goatman while driving along Fletchertown Road late one night. Mrs. Rivera describes the encounter vividly. She was driving home from a late shift at the hospital when she saw something dart across the road in front of her car. She slammed on the brakes and watched in horror as a creature with glowing eyes and a grotesque, hairy body disappeared into the woods. Shaken, she drove home as quickly as she could, but the memory of the creature stayed with her. As Alex gathers these stories, a pattern begins to emerge. The Goatman appears most active near Fletchertown Road, aligning with Karen Hostler's 1971 report. However, many questions remain unanswered. Determined to find more concrete evidence, Alex visits the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center, where Dr. Stephen Fletcher is rumored to have worked. The research center, a sprawling complex, is steeped in history. Alex secures an interview with Dr. Emily Carter, a current researcher familiar with the stories about Dr. Fletcher. Dr. Carter explains that while there are no official records of experiments involving human-goat hybrids, the center has a long history of agricultural research, including genetic studies on animals. Dr. Carter's insights provide a possible explanation for the legend. Could the Goatman be the result of a genetic experiment gone awry? Intrigued but cautious, Alex knows that without concrete evidence, this is mere speculation. He delves deeper into the archives, hoping to uncover any records of Dr. Fletcher's work. As Alex sifts through the archives, a disturbing pattern emerges. As Alex delves deeper into the Goatman legend, he uncovers a series of strange occurrences at the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center during Dr. Fletcher's tenure. Reports of animals disappearing, unexplained noises, and sightings of a strange creature roaming the grounds add weight to the theory of the Goatman as a product of scientific experimentation. The investigation is fraught with challenges. Alex encounters missing records, uncooperative witnesses, and locals reluctant to talk, fearing ridicule or retribution. Despite conflicting accounts, Alex is driven by a desire to uncover the truth. One night, while reviewing evidence, Alex receives a mysterious phone call. The voice on the other end is distorted, but the message is clear. Stop digging into the Goatman legend, or you'll regret it. The threat strengthens Alex's resolve. The next day, he ventures into the woods near Fletchertown Road, the epicenter of the Goatman sightings. Armed with a flashlight and a notebook, Alex steps into the dense forest. The air is thick with tension, and every rustle of leaves sends a shiver down his spine. As he walks deeper, the sense of being watched becomes overwhelming. Suddenly, a figure appears in the distance, half hidden by the shadows. It's the Goatman, just as described by witnesses. Heart pounding, Alex tries to remain calm and observe the creature. The Goatman stands still for a moment, then disappears into the darkness. Determined, Alex follows, but the creature is elusive, always staying just out of reach. After what feels like hours, Alex emerges from the woods, exhausted but exhilarated. The encounter, while brief, has provided a crucial piece of the puzzle. Back at the office, Alex reviews his notes and realizes that the Goatman legend is more than just a collection of stories. It is a complex tapestry of fear, folklore, and possibly even scientific experimentation. The investigation has uncovered clues, but many questions remain unanswered. Who was Dr. Stephen Fletcher, and what exactly was he working on? Is the Goatman a product of genetic manipulation, or is there a more supernatural explanation? As Alex digs deeper, the challenges and complications increase. The mysterious phone calls become more frequent, and it becomes clear that someone, or something, wants to keep the truth hidden. But Alex is undeterred, determined to uncover the secrets of the Goatman, no matter the cost. The investigation takes a toll on Alex, both physically and emotionally. The constant fear and uncertainty, coupled with the pressure to find concrete evidence, weigh heavily. But the support of friends and colleagues, as well as the unwavering belief in the importance of the truth, keeps Alex going. The journey to uncover the legend of the Goatman is far from over. With each new clue, the mystery deepens, and the stakes become higher. The Goatman is not just a legend. It is a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that there are still mysteries in the world that defy explanation. Join us next time as we delve even deeper into the chilling encounters and eerie sightings that have cemented the Goatman legend in American folklore. From first-hand accounts to spine-tingling tales, we'll uncover the truth behind the myth and discover why the Goatman continues to haunt the dreams of those who dare to venture into his domain. The journey is just beginning, and the truth is out there, waiting to be uncovered. Alex's nights were now filled with restless dreams and mysterious phone calls. Determined not to be deterred, he revisited the Maryland Folklife archives, poring over every detail George Lizima had documented. The Goatman legend, he realized, was a complex tapestry woven from fear, folklore, and perhaps even scientific experimentation. One evening, while sifting through old documents, Alex stumbled upon a name repeated in several places: Dr. Stephen Fletcher. The elusive scientist's connection to the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center seemed more significant than initially thought. Alex contacted Dr. Emily Carter again, hoping for more information about her predecessor. Dr. Carter, initially hesitant, eventually agreed to help. She provided Alex with access to archived records at the research center, some of which hadn't been examined in decades. Among the dusty files and yellowed papers, Alex discovered a series of correspondences between Dr. Fletcher and other scientists. These letters revealed that Fletcher was involved in controversial genetic experiments, pushing the boundaries of ethical research. The letters hinted at a project involving animal-human hybrids, a forbidden area of study that could explain the Goatman sightings. Alex's heart raced as he read about the experiments, which were conducted in secret to avoid public scrutiny. The documents suggested that Fletcher's work was not sanctioned by the research center, adding a layer of mystery and danger to the investigation. With this new information, Alex's focus shifted to locating any living relatives or colleagues of Dr. Fletcher who might shed light on the experiments. He tracked down Dr. Margaret Hayes, a retired scientist who worked with Fletcher in the early days of the project. Dr. Hayes, now in her 80s, lived in a quiet suburb of Baltimore. Alex arranged a meeting, hoping to uncover more about Fletcher's work and its potential connection to the Goatman legend. Dr. Hayes, a sharp and articulate woman despite her age, welcomed Alex into her home. She shared her memories of Dr. Fletcher, describing him as a brilliant but troubled man. According to Hayes, Fletcher was obsessed with the idea of creating a new species, a hybrid that could possess the strengths of both humans and animals. His experiments were driven by a desire to push the limits of science, but they often bordered on the unethical. Hayes revealed that Fletcher's work took a dark turn when he began experimenting on himself, injecting his own DNA with that of goats in a desperate bid to prove his theories. The experiments had catastrophic results, leading to Fletcher's physical and mental deterioration. Hayes recalled the last time she saw Fletcher, a shadow of his former self, consumed by rage and confusion. Shortly after, he disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a legacy of fear and speculation. Armed with this new information, Alex returned to the woods near Fletchertown Road, where the Goatman sightings were most frequent. This time, he was not alone. He brought along a small team of researchers and local guides, hoping to document any evidence of the creature. The group set up camp at the edge of the forest, preparing for a long night of surveillance. As darkness fell, the tension in the air was palpable. The team used night vision cameras and audio recording devices to capture any signs of the Goatman. Hours passed with nothing but the sounds of the forest, but just as the team began to lose hope, a series of low growls and rustling leaves broke the silence. The cameras focused on the source of the noise, capturing a shadowy figure moving through the trees. The figure, partially obscured by the darkness, appeared to have the characteristics described by witnesses: a human face with a body covered in hair and the lower body of a goat. The team watched in awe and fear as the creature moved closer, its glowing eyes piercing the night. Suddenly, the Goatman stopped and let out a chilling scream, sending shivers down the spines of everyone present. The encounter was brief, but it provided the most concrete evidence yet of the Goatman's existence. The team retreated to safety, their minds racing with the implications of what they had witnessed. The footage and audio recordings were analyzed, revealing details that supported the accounts of those who had seen the creature before. The evidence was compelling, but it raised more questions than answers. Alex's investigation had reached a critical juncture. The stakes were higher than ever, as the possibility of uncovering the truth about the Goatman became more tangible. However, the dangers also increased. The mysterious phone calls continued, with the threats becoming more explicit. Alex received a chilling message: "You are getting too close. Stop now or face the consequences." The threat was a stark reminder of the risks involved in the investigation. Alex had to weigh the importance of uncovering the truth against the potential harm to himself and those around him. The moral dilemma was profound, but Alex's determination remained unshaken. He knew that the legend of the Goatman was more than just a story. It was a reflection of the fears and mysteries that lurked in the human psyche. As Alex prepared for the next phase of the investigation, he reflected on the journey so far. The evidence pointed to a complex interplay of scientific experimentation, folklore, and human fear. The Goatman legend, with its roots in the past and its impact on the present, was a testament to the enduring power of myth and the human need to explain the unexplainable. The investigation was far from over. Alex's next steps would take him deeper into the heart of the mystery, where the line between fact and fiction became increasingly blurred. The journey was fraught with danger, but the pursuit of truth was a powerful motivator. Alex was determined to uncover the secrets of the Goatman, no matter the cost. Join us next time as we continue to unravel the chilling encounters and eerie sightings that have cemented the Goatman legend in the annals of American folklore. From first-hand accounts to spine-tingling tales, we'll uncover the truth behind the myth and discover why the Goatman continues to haunt the dreams of those who dare to venture into his domain. The journey is just beginning, and the truth is out there, waiting to be uncovered.